Hello everyone, and welcome back to game design and programming in C++. Today we're going to be starting the design process. I have something already written up in UML. It's probably not complete. I don't have much experience in UML, to be honest, but I'm learning. I have enough to get what today's lesson will be. So this is our design for our tile map editor. We're going to be using this as a tool for our RPG to make pretty much everything map related. Place NPCs, spawn points, the map itself, transition points, you name it. And I have a basic skeleton of what that's going to require. And what we're going to be making today is we're just going to be making our editor class and some basic forward decorations for our map, our state, and then our the enumeration for keys, and that I'll probably actually get to today, or I'll get that to next lesson in inputs. But we're gonna be pretty much just making a window, and I'll be going through what all of this is in time. First though, this is an oversight on my part. I needed to rename your project. You're gonna right click on this part, not the solution itself, but the project underneath the solution. You can go to rename and make it something like Swords RPG Editor, since our actual Swords RPG is going to be a different program. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be having this as a project underneath our solution, and then the Swords RPG itself as another project in the same solution. That way we keep all our stuff together and it's easier to manage. Especially since we're going to be having separate interfaces, separate things for scripting and stuff. That's not going to be part of our actual physical program, but it's going to be more auxiliary. So with that out of the way, we're going to start. What we're going to do is we're going to clean up, take out all that. We don't need that anymore. We already know that works. We already know we have everything set up, if you've got everything set up correctly. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a new item. And actually we're not going to do it that way, we're going to do it this way. We're going to add class directly, and that's going to bring us through this little wizard. We're going to call this our editor. And what this is, get everything set up here, is this is going to take all the parts of our map creation stuff and it's pretty much just going to put them together. We would technically not even need this if we're going to have a main class as a single editor, but the way we're going to do this is we're going to allow multiple editors to be running in the same instance of a program. So we'll need a class, an object to hold it. Now, I don't like this. This is not technically standard. So if and def editor h, we define editor h and end if. And what I just did there was I created what we call guard blocks, which is important in linking. When we link to this, when we include it into our other files, like right here, include editor.h, it's basically going to copy all of this inside these guard blocks, and it's literally going to paste it right here where this line is. Now, we'll get errors if we didn't have those guard blocks and we did say this. we included it twice, or if we included this in another further down file, then we'll have editor being pasted twice and we'll get redefinition errors. But because these guard blocks are here, it stops that from happening. It will skip over this because this variable has already been defined in our header file when it was included the first time. So we're going to take a look at our UML design document. And first thing it's going to have is we're going to have a window directly in the editor. So every instance of an editor will have an instance of a render window. I'm going to make this private. I'm going to make this a private variable. That way we can handle everything just in the class itself. We don't want anything else accessing it. And so we're going to include SFML graphics, the HPP. What's this? I want that one. And then we want to do SF render window app. And actually, what we want to do is make it a pointer. Since that makes it easier for us handling around this class, keeps this class lightweight by making a pointer to our render window. And for those who might not know C++, all a pointer is basically it holds the address that our actual data is at. It doesn't hold our data itself for the render window, it just holds the address for that, so we can refer to it from a very lightweight standpoint. Okay. Go back to our UML document. We also need more variables for keys, our current state, active map. We're going to add those in later. We don't need those just yet. We're going to add those as we make those classes. But we can put in what our methods are, with the exception maybe, well, even load map. We put all this in because it doesn't really depend right now on these others. So we're going to have a void get events, void get inputs, and a void draw. And what else do we have? We had a void update and a void load map. Void update, void load map. And I'll keep this one visibly separate since it's sort of a different. These relate to our window itself, and this is sort of a different thing, so I keep it separate. And then we can actually go ahead and start defining them. So SF tor what am I doing? Void editor get events turn. So we're going to make a SF event. We're going to name that E, while E dot, and we're going to I forgot to do something here. Should be something like pull event E. And saying something about app right here. That's what it was. I forgot we had a pointer. And we can confirm this is a pull event. Yep, pull event. It changed since SFML 1.6. Used to be get event. Well, app.pull event. If e dot be like e dot type equals SF event closed app close. And it should be something like that. Oh, what am I missing? Yeah, what am I missing? And that'd be it for get events. And we're gonna go ahead and, since we have this, before we forget, we're gonna put that, just delete that in our destructor. Always remember that whenever you use a pointer, I would suggest whenever you get a pointer, create a new one, instance of one. Go ahead and delete that pointer later on. We could be using shared pointers from the Boost libraries, but if we keep an eye on where our pointers are being created and being deleted, we can go ahead and avoid that. Additionally, we can go ahead and create a new. In our constructor, we'll just go ahead and create a window here. And what I'm doing is, this is all the arguments for our render window. And all the arguments are here is we have a new, so that creates allocates memory on the heap. It creates our actual window in the heap rather than on the stack, which means that we exit with a pointer. We have our render window here. This SF video mode defines our dimensions of the actual screen, the window. Then we have our name. There's additional arguments we could put in. Say if we want it full screen, we actually just want this windowed, which will happen automatically. We can go ahead and test this now, see if it works, just by creating a create. Editor ed. It should work. And we'll go ahead and we'll quickly define just as placeholders. We don't need our inputs yet. since we don't have anything to use our inputs. What else we had? Update. Draw. Build map. Now load map, we don't have the arguments in there yet, but we'll have to have more arguments in there later. Something's up. Yeah, there we go. And we'll actually have our app clear here. Then what are we missing here? Should be like at the display. Yeah, at the display. Then we'll have draw. It'll be that. Looks like we'll need to create another method for isActive. And what this will tell us is if our window is actually still up. Oh, this is my bad. This will be a Boolean. And all it will do is return app dot is opened. I keep forgetting this is the pointer. No idea what that was. Press something accidentally. That was loud. Save. For some reason it's now having. That's why. Then we'll see if this compiles. It could not. Oh, it won't compile actually. There we go. Because I've got the semicolon there real quick, which is like 90% of errors. And no, we will not run that. It's open, does not. Keep forgetting the names of things. That's why I use this a lot, but I do forget things is open. And I also got to return that. Save that, and now we'll build it and we'll see if it goes through. And it does. And this means that it's drawing. If you get this, it means that it's drawing. And all it's just doing is clearing and updating stuff. We'll test if it works. And it closes out just fine. Ooh, anything else we should get? We got all that. I think that's the basics of what we should get today. Next episode, I'll be starting on the inputs, which will be dealing with this key list and start getting into this state interface, which is very important in my methodology of making games and programs. So for now, this is Skippy, and I hope you liked my video. Stay tuned for more. I'll be uploading these every so often, probably every day or so, or every couple days, as I work on this. So, yeah. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching.